Hey y'all, this is John Trent from Bounding Into Comics, and I've got another She-Hulk rumor for you today. Marvel is apparently eyeing former UFC champion Ronda Rousey to play Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, in their upcoming Disney Plus series. The rumor comes from We Got This Covered, who state, quote, Ronda Rousey is being eyed for the gig. Right now, it remains unclear to us if she's actually been contacted, but she is named on an internal shortlist among others. They don't provide any other information or detail who else could be on that shortlist, but it appears Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is jockeying to get herself on the list. Beatrice spoke with ET about fans who want to see her take on the role. She said, "I would die to play that role. That is so flattering. That is one of the best characters in that universe." Not only did she offer that she would die to play the role, but she indicated she's been upping the ante on her workouts after hearing what fans had been saying. Quote, "I definitely have upped my workouts since reading some of those things," end quote. However, she then decided to show off her wokeness. Of course, everyone in Hollywood's got to show off their wokeness, and for no particular reason, she said. But also, I think it would be really exciting for fans to see some of these characters that we kind of decided are one thing to sort of be imagined in a different way, end quote. It's just straight word vomit. Word vomit. There is no we decided. She-Hulk is a fictional character created by Stan Lee and John Buscema. Stan Lee and John Buscema decided what She-Hulk's backstory would be and what she would look like. And as for Stan Lee's thoughts on what should happen to Marvel characters, he made it very clear when discussing Spider-Man. Back in 2015, Stan Lee spoke to Newsarama about Spider-Man and his depiction in live action. And it wasn't just Spider-Man, it was specifically Peter Parker Spider-Man. And he addressed this current woke trend that has engulfed Hollywood before it even was a trend. Stan Lee was already addressing this crap back in 2015. And this is what he had to say. Quote, "I wouldn't mind if Peter Parker had originally been black, a Latino, an Indian, or anything else. That he stay that way. But we originally made him white. I don't see any reason to change that." Lee would go on. "I think the world has a place for gay superheroes, certainly, but again, I don't see any reason to change the sexual proclivities of a character once they've already been established. I have no problem with creating new homosexual superheroes." And then he would talk about race. Again, it has nothing to do with being anti-gay or anti-black or anti-Latino or anything like that. Latino characters should stay Latino. The Black Panther should certainly not be Swiss. I just see no reason to change that which has already been established when it's so easy to add new characters. I say create new characters the way you want to. Hell, I'll do it myself. Amen. Preach, Stan Lee. I'm going to go with Stan Lee on this one. And I, for one, don't want to see Stephanie Beatrice playing this character if this is what she already thinks about She-Hulk and her legacy as a comic book character. It's a freaking insult. It's disgusting. It's showing ignorance. The character has a history. There's people who created that character, and they created that character the way she looks like for a reason. Just want to throw that away in the waste bin? It's disgusting. As for what we can expect in She-Hulk, the Disney Plus show is expected to feature a number of prominent Hulk villains. General Thunderbolt Ross is expected to appear as Red Hulk. It's more than likely we might get to see the motivations behind him choosing to become Red Hulk. As in current MCU continuity, he's currently the Secretary of State and approved the Sokovia Accords. The last we saw him, he was at Tony Stark's funeral at Avengers Endgame. Other villains expected to make appearances in the show are Abomination and the Leader. All three of these characters appeared in the Incredible Hulk movie. It's more than likely Marvel Studios will recast both those roles. As for Rousey, she's definitely shifted away from UFC. She notably moved on to WWE and has also made a number of minor appearances in some pretty large franchises like Fast and Furious and The Expendables. Most recently, she provided the voice for Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 11. However, she isn't without her detractors. The Alphabet folks have an issue with Ronda Rousey. Out magazine has a whole article detailing why Rousey shouldn't play She-Hulk. Here's the gist of their criticism. Quote, many see She-Hulk as a trans-coded figure, and Ronda Rousey is transphobic, end quote. Do I have to read that those Stan Lee quotes again? Apparently Out Magazine missed the boat on that one too. As for why they attacked Rousey as transphobic, it has to do with her stance on not allowing transgender individuals to compete in women's divisions of mixed martial arts. Rousey declared it's an advantage. I don't think it's fair. I pretty much agree with Rousey on that. It is an advantage, and it's not fair. You can just look at any male sports and compare it to women's sports across the board. Running, swimming, track and field, weightlifting. I mean, the peak male athletes are just so far ahead of the peak female athletes. There's a reason why there's a male and a female division. As for She-Hulk, I'd be down for a Rousey She-Hulk, although I'm personally skeptical of her acting chops. She was a little stiff when I saw her in Fast and Furious, but hopefully her time in the WWE has loosened her up, and she feels more comfortable and more relaxed. I know it takes some time it takes practice to do that stuff. You don't just become a UFC champion overnight. You got to practice and train. Same thing with being an actor. But I want to know what you think. Are you interested in seeing Rousey as She-Hulk? What about Stephanie Beatrice? Do you think more people need to start actually listening to Stan Lee when it comes to these casting decisions and what these characters are going to look like and who's going to play them? Let me know what you thinking in the comments below. I'm John Trent, and you've been watching Bounding into Comics. Until next time.